Okay, let's look at Tomoe Nage. Tomoe means, generally interpreted means circle. Nage means to throw or to throw over some object. Tomoe is a round little thing like this. That's a tomoe. So the Japanese name this circle throw or round throw, and it really is a well-named technique. There are several different ways to do it. We're going to show the real basic, standard, straight line, step in Tomoe Nage like everybody sees a lot. This may be old-fashioned, but an old coach of mine said it's so old-fashioned it's cool. So here we go. So if you guys can tie up, we've got Derek and Mike here. Got a standard kumikata, natural, normal grip here. What Derek's going to do is basically step into Mike. I'll get out of the camera range here. He's going to step into Mike very low. That's his base leg. That's his anchor leg right there. And when he steps in, he's going to swing in and put his other foot in either Mike's hip or his gut somewhere. And your personal preference, whether you put your foot directly in the man's, not in his belt like a lot of teachers tell, or to the side a little bit on his hip, totally up to you, totally up to the person doing it, make it work for you. So I'll come out and do it, get started again, guys. So he's going to step in and he's going to basically roll over. Now we're going to talk about some of the things he's done there to make that a good, efficient throw. By the way, there are a lot of fancy ways to do, maybe not a lot, but several fancier, cooler ways to do Tomoe Nage. This thing still works. This is still a good technique. Really depending on the body weight of the athlete, male or female. You tend not to see this so much at heavyweights, but heavyweights can still do this too, so don't think they can't. We had one of our heavyweights who weighed well over Big Will, but 280. He threw a guy with Tomoe Nage one time, and he was a very large man, so it can be done by just about anybody, really. So look at this. He's got a standard grip. Okay, when he steps in, as Derek steps in, he lowers his level. Okay. Now, what his goal here is to throw his hips very far between Mike's legs, and then put his foot somewhere in Mike's front area here. Could be on the knot of the belt, could be the hips, could be anywhere. But he's going to put it somewhere there, and when he does that, he's going to be rolling under, but he's going to be keeping weight, he's going to be pushing off this foot, this right foot. This is his base or driving leg here. Okay, so go ahead, Derek, come in at your own speed, whatever. And then we like to finish by rolling up. Some people stay there, and like in a kata or a form situation, this is one of the Nage no kata throws in Judo. You would stay there, but in our case, a more competitive or functional approach, performance-driven stuff, performance-based type thing, we want to roll over so we can get right to a quick, top control position. So I'm going to have Derek do it again, standard straight line, Tomoe Nage. He's going to, now also another point, when he does come in, he's going to kind of open Mike up. He's going to pop him open with this surikoma, your lifting pulling action, which helps open the body here. And that allows Derek a little closer contact or proximity to Mike. And if he does that, he's going to step in and do his thing. There we go. I talked you through it, I made it too slow for you. It has to be done. This is one of those throws that really has to come out of a fairly fast tempo. It's not a real slow tempo technique. So go ahead, Derek, let's do it on your own. And we go right on top, and you can see right on top to a tate shihogatami or a mount situation. That is the standard Tomoe Nage. When practicing, I know a lot of us, we certainly use crash pads here at Welcome Mat. This is not a crash pad throw. This is a good throw that Mike needs. He could do a good somersault, good roll for Derek when you're actually learning the move. We had a question earlier from one of our guys, John, what are the uchikomis for this? You don't generally do too much uchikomi or fitting practice for a Tomoe Nage type throw. It's just hard to do. You're using the body weight, the weight of your body to throw under your opponent. This is considered one of the sutemiwaza, or sacrifice techniques of Judo. Classically, it's a masutemiwaza, or back sacrifice. One more time, guys, and then we'll move on to other things. Right on top. There we have it. Straight line Tomoe Nage. Let's look at we're going to look at Yoko Tomoe Nage, or side Tomoe Nage. In the early days of when this throw became popular back in the 60s, very popular, it was also called Tobi Tomoe Nage, or skip-in style Tomoe Nage, because of the different ways they did the setup. But as time went on, as we saw more and more efficiency in this move, we saw it more to the side. So that's why it's often called Yoko Tomoe Nage these days. This is a very versatile throw in just about every body weight class and every male or female, Judo, Sambo, whatever it may be. So let's take a look at Yoko Tomoe Nage side. By the way, let's get the guys here. We got Mike and Derek here. Derek's going to be doing the technique. I'll step over here, guys. Now, when we start our Yoko Tomoe Nage, Derek is going to be leading with his left. He's got a right side grip, but he's going to be leading with his left primarily. Okay, that's his setup leg. That's his base leg or sugar foot, whatever you want to call it. That's because why we do that is because he wants all the space to be able to move under Mike, tuck under him, put his foot right about here somewhere, and throw him over his head. So when he does this, he's going to be, we'll break it down to start. Put your foot in there and roll your head, and watch how he rolls his head under. It's very difficult not to throw him once you do this because of the momentum, the body weight going over. As you can see how that happens. So you notice he wants to start with his left foot, and look at that right foot there, and he comes right over, and he can roll it over the top, as you can see. It's very important in learning Yoko Tomoe Nage. Come into it again, leave that foot again, leave the other foot. Okay, now, when he puts that foot up there, that's Derek's cue to curl very shrimp, very tight. Get his elbow in. Don't float your elbow out. Get your elbow in, and that helps put your body in a very compact, tight space. See how the position is here? The back leg is driving off the mat. Back leg here, this is a driving off the mat. Eventually it won't, but right now it's driving off the mat for more power into the throw. Okay? Come on, do it again. Go ahead and stay there, Sandy, with the video. We can start there. So let's go ahead and do it one more time. Actually throw. Come right over on top. Very, very useful technique in all body weight classes, but you tend to see this a lot in the lighter weights because this comes out of a very fast tempo in Judo and Sambo. We see that very fast tempo. Right over, finish it up. There are other ways to do it, to finish out. You can throw across your body. You want to try it? Come on, yeah, to the side. I'll get out of your way, guys. So here's a variation of it to throw that way. Once you go in, Derek threw Mike across Derek's body. One more time, guys. Just a little different variation. Angle of the throw is different a bit here. And there we have that. That's a very popular way to do it as well. So these are just some variations of Yoko Tomoe Nage. Now let's take a look at how we like to do Yoko Tomoe Nage right into Juji, because we find great value in that as well. And this is, I first picked it up in Sambo, and we've been using it a lot. Just about any fighting sport we do, we like to do this technique. So can you just demo spinning Juji to Tomoe Nage? There we go. So Yoko Tomoe Nage has a lot of value, if nothing else. You may not like it as a throw, but you sure may like it as a setup to get your Juji Gatame. You notice he did a little slightly different. He put his leg on the outside, his foot on the outside of Mike's hip, just as a setup to get the body across. Do that one more time. Right like that. That's also good too. So if that's what you want is a Tomoe Nage set up to a Juji, that's often a good way to get it. So there we have Yoko Tomoe Nage as a throw, and also as a great setup to Juji Gatame. Some people call it double leg or both leg Tomoe Nage. Call it what you want, it still works. Here's what happens. I'm going to get out of the way here. Derek, are you going to start first? Okay. What it is Derek's going to come into a very good low straight line Tomoe Nage, and he's going to open up. Now he's starting with a standard grip, sleeve and lapel kumikata grip. Okay, come on out again. And when he does this, he's going to step in. He wants to step in pretty deep, so he's going to put his foot in just like he has every intention to do Tomoe Nage. There's the Tomoe Nage. He came up a little late because he didn't know quite what I wanted to do, but that's okay. He did a good Tomoe Nage. Standard Tomoe Nage, you just use the one leg. Well, this one he's going to use both of them. So he may start with one and add the second one in to give it a little more impetus and to throw a little more control over Mike's body. And there we go. You can see how he's in there. And now when he does it, he will roll Mike over and come right over on top of him. Notice his both feet are pretty much in the hips. Okay? So one more time, and then we'll let Mike toss you a few times. Come in there. Right on top. Great Tomoe Nage. Mike, why don't you do yours and show that people will do it all a little bit differently. Standard straight line Tomoe Nage, but again, it's just with a leg assist. Right on top. Quite good, quite good. Notice how Mike's feet were right on Derek's hips, and his toes were pointed out, heels in. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Now, let's look at a little more here. Double sleeve grip. When you're doing Tomoe Nage, this type of Tomoe Nage, some throws like sumigeishi or corner counter throw, you want to get a big grip over the top. So get a big grip over. This would be not a good grip for what we want to do here. What we want to do, Derek wants to have clear opening inside of the mass of Mike's body here, his chest, hips area. Okay, so it's even better if Mike's really low and defensive, because Mike is giving Derek his hips. He's giving him a lot of space to work in there. There we go. Having a double sleeve grip, could be low, could be high, your choice entirely, depends on you. But you're using double sleeves here, grip here on the sleeve. As he steps in, he's just going to come in with a foot assist Tomoe Nage. Right on top. There we go. Kind of hard for the guys to do it slow, but you're doing a great job, guys. Mike, go ahead and do it fast. Do it fast, yeah. Step in. Bang right over. You may pick up also, Derek and Mike, when they're throwing each other, they're kind of steering with their hands and steering with their feet. So if the guy's turning too far to the side, you think you'll lose control or not get him completely onto his back, you may push him with your feet, with your hands a little more over. This is a really good one you can steer with. After you've done this enough, you kind of get the feel of it. And this is a good way to get that feel of it, so you can steer them better with both your hands and your feet. So Mike's coming in. Now that leads directly to the next one, which you see some of the old pro wrestlers used to do, the monkey flip, or whatever it would call. Mike almost did that right there. So Mike, get your grip, and basically when you're stepping in, you're going to try to put both feet on. There you go. And that is, when we were kids and doing this in the backyard before we even knew it was judo, we called it the monkey flip because we saw the pro wrestlers do it.
Cowboy throw.
But it is a great throw. It is a double foot Tomoe Nage. Can you do it one more time, Mike? Here, we'll get out of your. Guys, watch before you come back.
That's all right. That's all right.
I stopped. I'm sorry. Start back there.
Yeah, they're landing in the sun where I'm not getting a very good picture of them.
Right over on top. So there we have Tomoe Nage. Kind of look at it here. Tomoe means circle or a round thing. Nage means to throw an object over something. And it's clearly a well-named throw because Mike and Derek were becoming round objects and their opponent's body were being thrown over them. Tomoe Nage means circle throw, and you're throwing them over the circle you create. So double leg or leg assist Tomoe Nage, very, very good technique. Certainly puts you in a position to be on top of your opponent when you finish. So there we have it.